Have you ever wondered if there are books so powerful, so dangerous, that they were deemed too forbidden for human eyes? Texts whispered about in hushed tones, capable of unlocking secrets that could reshape reality itself? Today, we delve into the chilling story of one such book, a tome shrouded in mystery and fear, a book so potent it was banned across empires, the Shams al-Marif. Imagine a world where ancient manuscripts held keys to unseen realms, where words on a page could summon forces beyond human comprehension. The Book of Shams al-Marif, or the Book of the Sun of Gnosis, is precisely that, an ancient, enigmatic text that has captivated and terrified scholars for centuries. Its very name evokes a sense of forbidden knowledge, a whisper of secrets that were never meant for mortal ears. Secrets that promised immense power, but often delivered unforeseen consequences, leading seekers down paths of both enlightenment and despair, often culminating in spiritual and even physical ruin. Traditionally attributed to a North African Sufi scholar named Ahmad al-Buni, who lived in the 13th century, this book isn't just a historical artifact. It's a living legend, a grimoire whose very existence has been a source of intense debate and profound apprehension. Reputation precedes it, whispered through generations as a manual for esoteric spirituality, a guide to unlocking hidden knowledge, and a pathway to power that many believed was too dangerous to wield, too volatile to be unleashed upon an unsuspecting world. But what exactly lies within its pages that made it so feared, so suppressed, for much of recorded history? The answer lies in the true nature of its content, a nature that pushed the boundaries of what was considered permissible, even sacred, and threatened to unravel the very fabric of established belief and societal order. It was a text that promised ultimate understanding, a direct line to cosmic forces, but at a cost that few were willing to pay, and even fewer truly understood. This wasn't just about magic. It was about a profound shift in perception, a challenge to the established order of the universe itself, a dangerous flirtation with powers that were meant to remain veiled, hidden from the common gaze, accessible only to those who dared to cross the threshold of the forbidden. And the secrets it held were so potent, so this was disruptive, so utterly revolutionary, that they demanded its immediate and forceful suppression. A desperate attempt to contain the knowledge before it consumed everything, before it reshaped the world in ways no one could predict. A book that defied categorization, a paradox, wrapped in an enigma, and its story is far from over, continuing to echo through the corridors of time. At its core, the Shams al-Marif is a deep dive into the world of Arabic magic and the occult, but it's far more than a collection of simple spells or folk remedies passed down through generations. It is a complex, multi-layered treatise on how to communicate with entities from other dimensions, be they benevolent angels, mischievous spirits, or even the powerful jinn, beings mentioned in ancient scriptures and feared for their unpredictable, often malevolent, nature. The book doesn't just suggest these interactions. It provides intricate, step-by-step methods for achieving them, laying bare the mechanics of what it claims is a direct dialogue with the unseen, a profound communion with forces beyond human ken, a bridge between the mortal and the ethereal. It delves into the construction of magic squares, complex grids of numbers and letters, each meticulously arranged and imbued with specific cosmic significance. These aren't just mathematical curiosities. They are believed to be potent conduits, energetic patterns designed to align with celestial influences and draw forth supernatural power, acting as a bridge between the mundane and the mystical, a gateway to realms previously inaccessible, a key to unlocking hidden potentials. Furthermore, the text explores the unique and profound power of alphabetic characters, asserting that each letter, particularly those of the Arabic alphabet, holds a hidden, mystical power, a divine resonance, a secret vibration that can be harnessed and directed when combined in specific sequences, often through complex numerological calculations and intricate calligraphic designs. They can unlock profound magical effects, from influencing events and bending reality to revealing hidden truths and foretelling the future, granting the practitioner a dangerous degree of control over their destiny and the world around them. The author or authors claim these are the only true ways to establish contact with these unseen forces, to harness their power for various purposes, from gaining wealth and influence to achieving spiritual enlightenment, or even inflicting harm upon one's enemies, making it a tool of immense and often terrifying versatility. This wasn't just theoretical. It was presented as a practical, actionable guide, a dangerous blueprint for manipulating the very fabric of reality, a shortcut to power that bypassed conventional morality and divine decree, promising immediate results without the arduous journey of spiritual discipline or the need for divine sanction. But for many, this wasn't a path to enlightenment. It was a dangerous deviation, a journey into forbidden territory that threatened to unleash chaos, both spiritual and worldly, upon those who dared to tread it, a path fraught with peril and potentially eternal consequences. And what happened next would shock everyone, as this audacious pursuit of hidden knowledge directly clashed with the most fundamental tenets of faith, setting the stage for a spiritual confrontation of epic proportions, a battle for the very soul of humanity, a struggle between divine law and human ambition, with the fate of countless souls hanging in the balance. For followers of Abrahamic faiths, the concept of seeking power outside of God is not merely a suggestion or a minor theological point. It is a profound, unforgivable transgression, an act of rebellion against the divine order, a direct affront to the Creator, the ultimate source of all power and wisdom. The Shams al-Marif, with its detailed instructions on invoking and interacting with supernatural entities, was seen as doing exactly that, usurping divine authority and attempting to control forces that belong solely to the Creator, the ultimate source of all power and the only true object of worship. In the eyes of many devout believers, it wasn't just a book of magic. It was a manual for idolatry, a direct challenge to the omnipotence and sovereignty of the Almighty, a dangerous deviation from the path of true worship and submission. Imagine the teachings of Moses, who warned his people against sorcery, divination, and consulting with spirits, emphasizing that true power and guidance reside only with the one God, the source of all creation and the ultimate arbiter of destiny, and that seeking such power elsewhere was an abomination. Consider the wisdom of Jesus, who taught reliance on divine grace, humility, and unwavering faith, not arcane rituals or the manipulation of spirits for personal gain, emphasizing the purity of heart over external displays of power and the importance of loving God above all else. Book's methods were perceived as an audacious attempt to bypass God's will, to force spiritual entities into submission for personal gain, rather than submitting to divine providence and seeking blessings through righteous, God-given means, through prayer, devotion, and good deeds. This was a direct contradiction to the core principles of faith, which emphasize humility, prayer, and seeking guidance from God alone, acknowledging His supreme authority over all creation and His benevolent plan for humanity, a plan that does not involve dark arts or forbidden knowledge. Very idea of attempting to control angels or jinn, beings created by God and subservient to His will, was considered an affront, a dangerous path that could lead to spiritual ruin, moral corruption, and, ultimately, eternal damnation, severing the bond between creature and creator and leading one down a path of spiritual darkness. This wasn't a minor theological disagreement. It was a fundamental clash of worldviews, a battle for the very soul of belief, setting the stage for a powerful backlash from religious authorities who saw it as their sacred duty to protect the faithful from such perilous doctrines and to preserve the purity of their faith from contamination, from the insidious influence of forbidden knowledge. And the condemnation that followed would echo through the ages, solidifying the book's infamous reputation as a text of ultimate peril, a dark stain on the tapestry of spiritual knowledge, a warning etched in the annals of history for all who would dare to cross the sacred line. As word of the Shams al-Marif spread, its controversial nature ignited a firestorm among the most influential religious scholars of the time, leading to widespread condemnation that reverberated through the Islamic world and beyond, reaching the ears of rulers and common folk alike, sparking fear and outrage. Figures like Ibn Taymiyyah, a revered and uncompromising theologian known for his strict adherence to orthodox Islamic principles and his fierce opposition to innovation and practices he deemed heretical, did not mince words. He vehemently criticized the book and its attributed author, Ahmad al-Buni, going so far as to label him a deluded devil worshipper, a purveyor of forbiddens arts, and a dangerous innovator who sought to corrupt the pure teachings of faith. This wasn't just academic debate or intellectual discourse confined to scholarly circles. It was a powerful religious decree, a fatwa, effectively condemning the book and anyone who dared to engage with its teachings, placing them outside the bounds of acceptable religious practice and potentially exposing them to divine wrath. The scholarly consensus was clear and unequivocal. The Shams al-Marif was a dangerous text, a source of spiritual corruption that led believers astray from a true path of monotheism and submission to God, a path illuminated by divine revelation and the teachings of the prophets. These pronouncements from respected religious figures carried immense weight, shaping public opinion, influencing legal rulings, and contributing significantly to the book's widespread suppression and eventual banning in many regions, often leading to its physical destruction through burning or confiscation. The warnings were dire, painting a vivid picture of spiritual peril for those who sought its forbidden secrets. They argued that the book's practices could open individuals to demonic influence, leading to madness, misfortune, psychological torment, and ultimately eternal suffering in the afterlife, a fate far worse than any earthly punishment. The fear was palpable, and the message was clear. This book was a poison for the soul, a gateway to spiritual darkness, and its influence had to be eradicated at all costs, lest it corrupt the entire community and lead it astray from the divine path. Its very existence was seen as a threat to the spiritual well-being of the community, a cancer that needed to be excised before it spread uncontrollably. But the story doesn't end there. The very act of possessing such a book carried its own profound risks that extended beyond the spiritual realm and into the very fabric of society, threatening to unravel the lives of those who dared to touch its curse pages, leading to social ostracization, legal prosecution, and even physical harm, a testament to the power of belief and the fear of the unknown, a fear that was often justified by the book's dark reputation. Beyond the theological condemnations, The dangers associated with the Shams al-Ma'arif weren't confined to abstract spiritual concepts. They extended into the practical, often brutal, realities of life and societal order, impacting individuals and communities alike with devastating consequences. Governments and religious authorities, recognizing the profound potential for societal disruption, moral decay, and individual spiritual harm, took decisive and often draconian action to curb its influence and protect their populations. In many regions possessing or distributing the book became not just frowned upon, but outright illegal, a grave crime, punishable by law, often with severe penalties, ranging from imprisonment to public floggings or even execution. Saudi Arabia, for instance, imposed a strict and enduring ban on the book, reflecting a widespread and deeply held concern about its occult nature and the potential for its misuse to sow discord, chaos, and even rebellion within the populace, undermining the authority of the state and religious institutions. Imagine a book so potent, so controversial, that its mere presence in your home could lead to legal repercussions, imprisonment, public shaming, or worse, a complete ruin of your reputation and livelihood, ostracizing you from your community and family. The fear wasn't unfounded. The book's teachings, if misinterpreted or maliciously applied, could lead to charlatanism, the exploitation of the vulnerable, the spread of dangerous superstitions, and even profound psychological distress and mental instability for those who dabbled in its forbidden arts without proper guidance or protection, often leading to self-destruction. It was seen as a gateway to practices that could destabilize communities, undermine faith in legitimate religious authority, and lead individuals down a path of moral decay and social deviance, creating a breeding ground for heresy, social unrest, and even violence. The authorities understood that the allure of forbidden knowledge, the promise of quick power or hidden insights, could be intoxicating, drawing individuals into a web of dark practices that promised power but delivered only ruin, despair, and isolation, a tragic cycle of ambition and downfall that consumed all who succumbed to its temptations. This wasn't just about protecting religious dogma. It was about safeguarding the well-being of individuals, the stability of society itself, and the very moral fabric of civilization from what was perceived as a corrosive and destructive influence, a threat to the very foundations of their world and their way of life. The stories of those who dared to delve into its pages often ended in tragedy, madness, or social ruin, reinforcing the dire warnings against its study and possession, serving as cautionary tales for generations to come, etched into the collective memory of society. But even with bans, condemnations, and the weight of history against it, the book's dark reputation continued to evolve, finding new and unsettling alliances in the modern world, proving that some secrets, once unleashed, are impossible to contain, and their shadow can stretch across centuries, influencing new generations in unexpected and often dangerous ways. Despite centuries of suppression, condemnation, and outright bans, the Shams al-Ma'arif has refused to fade into obscurity. In the 20th and 21st centuries, it has experienced a disturbing and unexpected resurgence, finding an unlikely and deeply unsettling audience among certain extremist groups and those on the fringes of society, drawn to its mystique and promises of power, seeking to exploit its dark potential. Notably, the Order of Nine Angles, a global terrorist Satanist organization known for its advocacy of extreme ideologies, its embrace of dark esotericism, and its promotion of societal disruption and chaos, has openly embraced this Shams al-Maref as one of its foundational influences. This chilling association has further cemented the book's image as a dangerous and malevolent text, a symbol of rebellion against established norms and a guide for those who seek to sow chaos and destruction, to overturn the existing order and plunge the world into darkness. Imagine a book steeped in ancient lore and mystical practices now being used as a source of inspiration for groups dedicated to violence, terrorism, and the subversion of societal order, a tool for radicalization and the propagation of dangerous ideologies that threaten the very fabric of civilization. This modern connection adds another, even darker, layer to its already notorious reputation, transforming it from a historical curiosity into a contemporary symbol of forbidden power and dangerous ideology, a tool for those who wish to unravel the foundations of civilization and plunge the world into darkness, a testament to the enduring appeal of forbidden knowledge to those who seek to wield power without moral constraint. While full English translations have been rare, partial renditions of its rituals and philosophical underpinnings have circulated, further fueling its mystique and attracting those drawn to its dark allure, those who seek power outside the conventional, those who are willing to cross any line, to break any taboo in their quest for ultimate control and domination. The enduring presence of the Shams al-Marif, despite all attempts to suppress it, speaks volumes about the persistent human fascination with forbidden knowledge and the unseen world, a fascination that can lead to both profound insight and catastrophic consequences, a double-edged sword that promises much but often delivers ruin, a testament to the enduring power of ideas, even dangerous ones, to shape human destiny. But what can we, as individuals seeking wisdom and understanding, in a complex world filled with both light and shadow, truly learn from this chilling tale of a book deemed too dangerous to exist, a book that continues to cast its long, dark shadow over humanity, influencing minds and shaping destinies, a constant reminder of the choices we face? The story of the Shams al-Marif is a powerful and unsettling reminder of humanity's enduring fascination with the unknown and the profound, often perilous, consequences that can arise when the pursuit of knowledge crosses into forbidden territory. This book was banned not merely for its content, but for its perceived existential threat to spiritual purity, societal order, and individual well-being, a threat that transcended mere intellectual curiosity and delved into the very essence of human existence. Its intricate occult practices, the unwavering condemnation from revered scholars across centuries, its inherent potential for harm to both body and soul, and its disturbing modern-day associations with extremist ideologies all contributed to its infamous and enduring status as a text of ultimate peril, a testament to the dangers of unchecked curiosity and the seductive allure of forbidden power, a cautionary tale for all generations. Yet, within this chilling tale of forbidden knowledge, there lies a profound and timeless wisdom for us all, a lesson that transcends cultures and creeds, a universal truth that resonates with the deepest parts of our being, a beacon of hope in a world often shrouded in darkness. True power and genuine understanding do not come from manipulating unseen forces, from dabbling in practices that contradict the divine order, or from seeking shortcuts to enlightenment through arcane rituals and dark pacts with malevolent entities. Instead, they emerge from a deep and authentic connection with the Creator, from seeking wisdom through righteous paths and from cultivating inner peace and spiritual strength. Through unwavering faith, sincere prayer, and genuine devotion, aligning oneself with the divine will and embracing the path of virtue. The true magic lies not in ancient grimoires or complex numerological calculations, but in the divine spark within each of us, a spark that guides us towards compassion, truth, and genuine enlightenment, a light that illuminates the path of righteousness and leads us to our highest potential, a potential for goodness and grace. Let the story of the Shams Al-Marif serve as a powerful cautionary tale, urging us to discern wisely, to seek knowledge that uplifts and inspires, that brings us closer to the divine, and to remember that the most profound secrets are often found not in forbidden texts, but in the boundless wisdom of God's creation, in the purity of a heart aligned with divine will, and in the unwavering pursuit of goodness and virtue, in acts of kindness and service to others, in the simple yet profound truths that govern the universe. The choice, ultimately, is yours, to chase the fleeting shadows of forbidden knowledge, which promise much, but deliver only emptiness, delusion, and peril, leading to a life of regret and spiritual decay, or to embrace the radiant light of true wisdom, which leads to lasting peace, profound understanding, and a connection to something far greater and more benevolent than any earthly power, a connection that brings true fulfillment. Choose wisely, for your journey depends on it, and the destiny of your soul hangs in the balance, awaiting your decision.